Hi, everyone. I'm Taylor Combaluzier, a mining analyst at Red Cloud Securities. This session of our Oktoberfest Fall Mining Showcase will feature Trillium Gold Mines, Inc. Trillium Gold Mines is focused on exploring and developing high-grade gold deposits in the Red Lake District, including the NEWMAN TODD and Gold Center properties. From the company, we have with us Russell Starr, President, CEO, and Director. I'll note that if attendees have any questions, they can just type them in using the Q&A link and we'll get to them during the Q&A session. This presentation is also available on the conference website. And with that, I'll turn it over to Russell to walk you through the story.
Thank you very much, Taylor. Everyone, I'm actually going to do this quite quickly. I really love questions. I find they generate much more interest than just me rambling on about our projects. So this will be quite quick and cover really the 50,000-foot view and the key highlights. So obviously, who are we? What are we? What are we doing? Right now, I would say that we're one of the cheapest stories out there for the assets we have. Management and insiders own 40% of the company, institutionally 20%, and then retail about 40%. And of that 40%, half of it is very, very friendly. But what's really, really important, of course, is our cash position, which is probably a little bit closer to 5.5 million. We have 2 drill rigs turning, one at NEWMAN TODD Rivard, one at Gold Center. And if you look at our basic shares outstanding times our current share price less our cash, our enterprise value, we are an EV of probably around $16-17 million, which is absolutely incredible given what I'm about to show you here quickly. Technical team is exceptional. They're all ex-Gold Corp, senior management from the exploration and the production side. Bill has put them together, probably combined about 150 years of experience in the Red Lake area. The rest of the team, I'll let you guys go through on your own. And why I say 16 million EV and why I say, wow, I can't believe how cheap we are. We have the largest land package in Red Lake. It's not just a bunch of properties that have been thrown together. We've reconstituted about 70-80% of the Confederation Greenstone Belt, which is what the Great Bear Dixie project sits on. This is arguably the crown jewel in that Greenstone Belt. NEWMAN TODD is quickly becoming something, quite frankly, very similar, in my opinion, to what's going on at Dixie. And then, of course, Gold Center, we believe, could be the continuation of the world famous Red Lake mine. And for all of that, like I said, you're looking at about a $16 million enterprise value. What's really interesting though, and maybe I overemphasized really there, is what Barrick has done here recently. And it did so to no fanfare whatsoever. Kenorland staked this property at the probably midsummer, beginning of the summer. Barrick has done I believe it's a 6 or 7 year JV to own 70% of it, spending about $6 or $7 million bucks. But what that's done is it's effectively, and quite frankly, what no one's paying attention to is shone a light on what majors believe this jurisdiction could become. And like I said, we sit with the crown jewel of that Confederation Belt. This is very little work done on it. This area here was largely viewed as a base metals camp. The more old timers recognize it as tons of gold opportunity. You see Prosper's recent discovery up here. You also have First Mining here with their spring pole. And this area is just becoming hotter and hotter and hotter. Literally, it's so busy up in Red Lake that sometimes you can't even find core boxes. And like I said, once again, I'll just reiterate this. I mean, I don't think this is a secret. People believe that Great Bear is up for sale. Someone's going to step in. Who knows who it is? I have a feeling, probably many of you do as well, that it could be someone on this map here, but it could be the likes of the Agnicos and other potential larger mining companies, just because of how much value Bob and the team have created at Dixie. So what is NEWMAN TODD and where do we sit right now? We sit on about a 2 million ounce global resource. What's really changed about it is, well, quite frankly, we now actually have a model for it. We didn't have that when we started. And we now have a much better understanding of what's going on and what the structural controls are for the high grade. And basically, we picked up this property here called Rivard. And Rivard, you can just see the high grade everywhere. This is basically your 2 million ounce global. We have these major exploration targets sitting around NEWMAN TODD. This is only about a kilometer of width. And I do believe that we will be able to take this into the 3, maybe even 4 million ounce realm, including Rivard, and bring in some economic parameters, especially because we believe that these east-west faults are what are controlling the high grade, along with where these Rivard veins intersect these east-west faults. And it's where you're seeing a lot of this really, really high grade gold disseminated. I skipped forward just past a few slides, and I just wanted to show you some of the historical grades. 16 of almost 9 meters, 47 of 2, 31 of 12, 7 of 32. We literally just released 9 of 20. Our stock, I believe, sold off almost 10 or 15% on that. It's become a very, very weird market. But what I will say to you is that it's my belief that NEWMAN TODD, once we see what does happen with Great Bear, is far more analogous to what's going on at Great Bear than some of these other high grade deposits. And it is also well worth noting that all of those intercepts that I just described to you and everything that constitutes that 2 million global at, quite frankly, 1.5 grams, that's about the average grade right now, is all from surface to 400 meters. Like I said, we are still drilling. We will continue to drill. You're going to be seeing more news. Like I said, 9 of 20 world-class intercept, no one cared. Barrick picking up that property package from Kenorland, no one cared. I do think that you're going to see more and more attention spent on this belt and this jurisdiction, but obviously I think it's going to happen with M&A drawing attention to the jurisdiction in general. Rivard was a real interesting find for us. The family literally would walk around with augers of dynamite and they would blast VG at surface. Great trenching for us. But you can just see the grade that's surrounding us, that's in and around the NEWMAN TODD and Rivard structure. I'm going to quickly move now. We did pick up this property, by the way, WILLIS. We're going to try to get this property in between NEWMAN TODD, Rivard, and WILLIS. It's owned by Evolution. We haven't even entered into any discussions with them, but obviously if we could bring that together, we'd create a really, really great center of gravity for even more exploration and, quite frankly, potentially an even bigger open pit scenario. Gold Center. What is Gold Center? Rupert owned this property for a few decades. They drilled some really deep holes down around here, 3.5 kilometers. They entered into the Bomber Volcanics. The Bomber Volcanics are what hosts your traditional Red Lake style mineralization. You can see the property boundary. You can see the Red Lake mine. You can see where Evolution is spending a lot of money exploring. And you can see that it's clearly very close to our property boundary. We are drilling 8 holes, shallower holes, about 12 to 1400 meters. I can tell you that the first 2 holes have intersected the Bomber formation. I can't tell you whether there's any gold in it. We're still waiting on the assays. I believe our 3rd hole is going into the assay lab now, and I believe we've started on our 4th. Our planned drill program is 8 holes, but if we do hit the continuation of the Red Lake mine, clearly a $16 million enterprise value is going to be long forgotten and way in the rearview mirror. I can tell you that Evolution owns all this land over here. Like a smart company, though, why would you ever be drilling over here trying to find gold? All you do is create value for us. They don't necessarily want to do that. Quite frankly, they may not even be thinking about this property right now. But if we do indeed hit gold, obviously it would become something that would be immediately accretive to Evolution. With that, I'm just going to walk you back one more time to just how cheap and how much value I think, how cheap the company is, even fully diluted at about 60 million shares at 60 cents. That's a $36 million market cap. Management owns 40% of it. I've personally put about $300,000 into the market over the last 4 months. And we have the largest land package. And quite frankly, I will keep on harping on this, the jewel in the Confederation crown, which is this property package here. Surrounded by Prosper, now Barrick, Great Bear, And who knows what else is going to be discovered here. With that, I'll leave it open to questions.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Russell. So yeah, anybody on the line, please submit your questions using the Q&A link, and we'll get to them right now. To start off, I know you touched a bit on, what will it take to really catalyze that interest in the district, and is that takeout of Great Bear kind of the big thing that you think would do that, or something of that magnitude, I guess?
I don't even know or understand the market anymore. I grew up with Chad and Chad. I guess we would be the gray hairs from our days back on Bay Street. But 9 meters of 20 grams per ton would have had this stock up 30–40%. A 2 million ounce global that clearly we have to turn into a 43-101 compliant resource. I don't remember a world where that trades for even 30 million, our fully diluted number. I think that until the generalist gets back into the space or M&A occurs, I just don't see eyes and attention being paid to what's going on, because, and even you and I were just talking about this, Taylor, Red Lake has never been hotter. Like the disconnect between investors and what's actually going on in the gold space is incredible. And really, the only people that it's ultimately going to benefit are, obviously, people who view buying low as a smart business model, not buying high. And quite frankly, the gold and silver names are at all-time lows. But quite frankly, this is just helping the majors. I mean, they all need to pick up production. They all need to pick up inventory, and the investing world is just making their lives easier because our companies are trading at such fractional values versus where they would have been even at $1,100–$1,200 gold in 2013. Just anecdotally for people, NEWMAN TODD, with those hits I was showing you, the historical hits, had a $200 million market cap in 2013. So
big disconnect, yeah, for sure.
Yep. Yep.
So turning now just to kind of current work and drilling going on.
Yep.
You started unlocking kind of the geology and the model there at NEWMAN TODD, as well as Rivard. With that success, are you going to keep drilling, I guess, and then eventually get to that resource kind of down the road? Or has that kind of changed your strategy a little bit? Or
Look, I mean, and these are only rumors that I'm hearing. And, I used to be an institutional salesperson. I talk to my fund buddies, everybody's speculating about what's going to happen with Great Bear right now. This is not a secret. It's like the gossip all over Bay Street. And, I'm hearing rumors of 10 million ounces at 1.5 grams per ton. Well, we're sitting at, and that's not a 43-101 compliant resource, right? Their market cap's $1 billion. We have 2 million global at 1.5 grams per ton. Clearly, we're going to build that up. We're open at depth, we're open along strike, we're open in all directions. We've now got, sorry, I'm just flipping around here. We've now got this great new opportunity to build ounces over here towards Rivard. So, if we can get this to a 2+ million ounce 43-101 compliant resource in the next 6 months, we've got 5.5 million in the bank. We've got 2 drill rigs turning, and one of them's at Gold Center. But if we were fully cashed up and we could have three drill rigs turning here, yeah, we would. Look, you should never go out too much on a limb, but I don't think there's any hesitance in me suggesting that this is an easy 3 million ounces at 1.5 grams per ton in the next 6 to 12 months, with obviously more capital and more drilling.
Right, and with that drilling, you'd be able to kind of convert that 2 million global to that, as you were saying, that pit constrained 43 level.
Yep.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. So maybe if you've got 10-15 seconds left, if you have any final pitch for people.
Look, there are companies that have never drilled a hole in this jurisdiction that are trading at a higher market cap or enterprise value than we are. I don't understand what the problem is. I don't understand what we're not doing right to walk people through the value proposition, but just literally the Confederation belt alone that we've reconstituted, I think that's worth future terms, a couple $100 million. I'm certain that there's another discovery that sits on this belt somewhere. You just can't have as much gold as they're finding here at Prosper, the 5 million ounces at Springpole, whether it's 5 or 10 over here, and sitting on that exact same structure for 80,000 hectares. We own that land. Advanced opportunities and an incredible greenfield package.
Perfect. And with that, we'll leave it there. So thank you very much, Russell, for presenting Trillium Gold to us this afternoon.
You bet. Thanks a lot, Taylor. Everyone have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.